What's up, fellow go-givers? JuJuan Buford, managing partner, JSB Business Solutions Group. What I want to talk about today is a conversation I had recently with a client of mine. And the conversation revolved around the idea of working on your business as opposed to in. And I remember the individual looking at me kind of puzzled, like, what do you mean? Like, elaborate, because I hear this all the time. But why is it necessary for me to do this? Exactly how does that work? And so here's a couple suggestions that I share, right, that have served me well over the course of time and served many entrepreneurs I've worked with as well. And then one of the first things you can do to begin to work effectively on your business, number one, is simply increase your knowledge stack. I know it's simple, Simon, right? Increase your knowledge stack. Read 10 pages of a good book a day. Take time, listen to a podcast. Have some dedicated time to learning, just like you had to in college and in high school, perhaps, right? That's the biggest mistake individuals make. Leaders are learners, and the bottom line is those of us who are successful as entrepreneurs, 9 times out of 10, we're successful because we tend to see things first and we tend to come up with solutions first. We're more aware because we're constantly learning. So dedicate time to that. I was having a conversation with a joint client of ours, actually, and she was blown away because she assumed that I was going to jump on there and immediately start making a sales pitch. She thought I was immediately going to jump on there and look to position a product or service or qualify the potential prospect or candidate for the sake of buying something. And she was blown away by the exact opposite. Instead, what I did is I jumped on the line and I started solving problems. He was sharing exactly what it is he wanted to accomplish in his business. He was talking about different things that were occurring that he wasn't necessarily satisfied with. And I offered quite a few solutions to him. He said, my goodness, you got to be kidding me. Like, why are you giving it away for free? Number one, I know people like, know, and trust individuals when they know you're actually interested in them as opposed to trying to be interesting. But I would not have been able to demonstrate that type of expertise and knowledge had I not taken the time to read the books, listen to the videos, participate actively in my learning process, be proactive, right? So number one, increase your skill stack. It is a separator at the end of the day. It'll do wonders for your business and it'll do wonders for your credibility in the marketplace. Next thing is increase your skill stack. Okay. Look, I've been spending a lot of time studying AI software tools, spending a lot of time understanding marketing and hiring and all these different things, which I believe are going to become huge in the future, right? And I was studying these things before they became popular and folks were chatting about it and it was all over social media. I was looking at these things because I understand that, once again, those of us who are early adopters, who acquire certain skills and insights before everyone else, we tend to be the winners in the marketplace, right? At the end of the day, once again, entrepreneurs are paid commensurate with the effort and also with the value they bring to the marketplace. And if you are solving bigger problems and if you are learning about the solutions first, once again, you are working on your business, right? I want you to think about it like this. If you have 3 hours to chop down a tree, or let's say 4 hours to chop down a tree, how many hours do you spend sharpening the saw? How many hours do you spend chopping a tree? When I was younger, I would say, man, you get to chopping, right? But you ever seen a hot knife cut through butter? Yeah, we've all seen it, right? Same deal. If your saw is sharp and you're solving problems faster and more effectively than other people because your saw is sharp, you don't have to spend as much time chopping, right? I learned later on that you actually spend 3 hours sharpening that saw and 1 hour chopping on a tree, because if you're chopping on a tree with a dull axe, it may bounce back and hurt you. It goes down. All right, so next thing, branding. Working on your business. I believe branding is one of those things where you're not necessarily working in, even though you are, but really it's one of those exercises of working on. And what are some of the things you can do to work on your business, right? To make it easier for you to find prospects, make it easier for prospects to find you, and make it easier for you to scale, right? So you're not the only person having to make sales, the only person having to execute, and that's the only way you earn income. Branding is an important piece of that, right? I take a lot of appointments. I participate in a lot of speaking engagements. I take advantage of a lot of opportunities, not necessarily to proliferate information about the product or service that I'm marketing, but quite frankly, just to spread the word about my mission and vision, right? Anyone who works with me knows that my ultimate passion, my goal, the thing that I believe is that entrepreneurship is empowerment, right? I don't think it's the answer to everything, but I think it's the answer to most things, particularly in our community. The bottom line is if you can help a person make the transition to entrepreneurship, you can help them take control of what happens at their kitchen tables, and they're able to take control of what happens at their kitchen tables. Man, it's just a lot easier to make smart decisions. It's a lot easier to think long term when your stomach isn't touching your back and you're not stressing out about whether or not a job is going to be there the following day. It just is what it is. I also believe entrepreneurship is empowerment, because if you are a successful entrepreneur and you begin to scale and grow, you employ your friends, your neighbors, the neighborhood, so to speak, the community, then you can also have a lot of say-so in curating what the experience is in that neighborhood. You have a lot of say-so whether or not a liquor store or a rec center goes on the corner of your block. That's what I believe. And so oftentimes I will utilize certain types of engagement, if for nothing else, just to proliferate and to create more advocates out there, more individuals who are familiar with me. Because people, once again, do business folks when they like, know, and trust. They feel like they trust you when you're familiar to them oftentimes. And also, I'm looking to create advocates, individuals who may not take advantage of my service or products, but who believe in me and my value prop and want to spread the word. And also, it's a recruiting mechanism. Yeah. Look, as a small business owner, your issues are no different than a large corporation. Starbucks is always recruiting. Basketball teams are always recruiting. Football teams are always recruiting. Even you, if you're a micro business owner, or, you have 5 employees or less, you should always be recruiting. People die, people get married, people get sick, people move, people go to school. Life challenges happen, and you need to be constantly actively recruiting. You need to be having people looking at you and saying, I might want to partner or work with them. Okay, so that's another way in which you can kind of work on your business. The other way that you can work on your business, and I kind of talked about this already indirectly, there are a lot of number twos who thought they were number ones. There are a lot of individuals who may have had the talent, may have had the skill set, but just didn't have the work ethic. I was listening to a YouTube video. I think it was Alex Hermosi was talking in it. In any respect, he's talking about the ideal of, it's not a matter of entrepreneurs oftentimes not doing things right. They're just not doing it enough. But there's a flip side to it as well. Sometimes people just don't have the vision. People don't have the focus. It's just not their skill set. It's not their expertise. And they haven't taken the time to develop it, and they haven't. There's a lot of number twos right now who thought they were number ones, where as a result of what just transpired with the epidemic and now this recession we're heading into, they're realizing they don't have the bandwidth, they don't have the experience, they don't have the wherewithal to really manage and run a company independently. Don't ridicule those individuals. Don't make fun of those individuals. You watch them, you observe them, you interact with them, you court them, right? And you bring them into the fold, right? These are individuals who oftentimes already know what it is that you do. These are individuals who you may have to work out some bad habits or what have you, but the bottom line is they're familiar with the industry. They've had success either serving or they've had success perhaps selling to and just not executing when it comes to following through on certain things, right? But the bottom line is that is a lot of time that you're not going to spend acculturating them into your industry and into your framework. It's an excellent opportunity, right? Once again, you have people right now as a result of what's transpiring with this upcoming recession who've earned 250, who've earned 500K, who've earned 1.5 million, and they're out there buying pools. They're out there supporting family members rather than incorporating them into something. And these individuals are going to get laid off. They're going to be looking for supplemental income. Very capable individuals, I'm telling you, are going to be looking for supplemental income. They're going to be looking for other things to do. And some people are going to be looking for career changes altogether. Keep your eyes and ears open. There are a lot of people, once again, who are earning 250, earning 500K, earning $1.5 million. Yes, $1.5 million, but it doesn't matter if you're spending 1.7 or if you're not skinny, you're too fat in terms of your expenses. And so when it's time for you to feel the pinch, things begin to fall apart. I've been there. Telling you, there are a lot of highly compensated individuals who are going to become available on the market. Okay, so the next thing is affiliates. Yes, finding affiliates is a way to work on your business. People who are offering products and services that are complementary to what you already offer, right? The bottom line is, as entrepreneurs, we're all competing for the same dollars. We're all competing for that discretionary income that individuals have to either invest in leveling up themselves professionally or as entrepreneurs or in investing in their business. Right. And sometimes instead of trying to beat them, why not join them? If there are individuals who are offering services that are complementary to yours that kind of run parallel to yours, get involved with them. Right. That's something that helped me tremendously, particularly during the last 4 or 5 years. Instead of trying to figure out how I compete with the person that's trying to sell a marketing product, or compete with someone that's trying to sell some type of accounting tool, or compete with someone who's trying to sell some IT or AI tool, whatever the case may be, I said, look, we're swimming in the same pools. We're working together. We're talking to the same people. It behooves us perhaps maybe to do a little cross-pollination here and figure out ways to support each other, right? There are things that clients need that I don't want to do, but these conversations are reoccurring frequently, right? And so what I began doing is searching for professionals, searching for other entrepreneurs. And look, it takes a while. You got to date people, right? To see whether or not you actually want to be in a long-term relationship with them. You got to date them for a minute. You got to, send them a couple folks, kind of see if they reciprocate, and also pay very close attention to the feedback you receive from individuals that they work with, right? Date them for a little while and then turn on the spigot, right? So I've done that numerous times. There are certain products that I am a huge fan of. I use Ring Central, unabashed. Yes, I use Ring Central. There'll probably be a link in the bottom. You should investigate Ring Central. When I found out they had a program where they would actually refer me, they would actually compensate me for referrals to Ring Central, I started telling people about it. I was like, this is pretty good, right? Couple bucks, couple dollars here, snowflakes turn to snowballs. It all adds up. So don't be afraid of affiliate relationships, right? What people mess up is they try to create like relationships with people who are not even offering anything that's in the same wheelhouse or in the same neighborhood or even the same country in terms of the working. That can be problematic. So no, what you want to do is find people who are offering complimentary service to individuals, particularly if you know these conversations are reoccurring over and over again. Look, 50% of something is better than 0% of nothing. Matter of fact, 2% of something is better than 0% of nothing. Okay, I digress because I'm getting ready to go somewhere I didn't want to go with this conversation. So health and wellness is another way to work on your business. Look, I don't have the best health habits. I don't profess to, but the health habits I do have, and they serve me. Waking up and working out for 15 to 20 minutes every morning, or when I'm cheating every other morning, serves me. The bottom line is when I'm waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, taking care of responsibility in terms of children, taking care of responsibility in terms of my business, taking responsibility in terms of my business vertical, sales team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'll be honest, by 3, 4 o'clock, the fatigue starts to set in. It starts to set in. But unlike most individuals, I'm not nodding off from the screen, et cetera, et cetera. I'm still going, and I'm able to do so with a lot of mental acuity and with a lot of energy. And I attribute that to the fact that I get in my 15, 20 minutes first thing in the morning. You don't need to work out for an hour to 2 hours to get the results. Matter of fact, sometimes people work out for an hour, 2 hours, and don't get the results we're looking for. But this is not the purpose of the video to talk about health and wellness to that level, but you get my point. It just gives you energy, gives you confidence. It's a great way to start the day to kind of get things moving. And so I'm strongly encouraging individuals to focus on their health and wellness. Same things for the things that we consume, right? I purposely avoid fast food, processed food, foods that, that are fried, et cetera, for a reason. Because I know what you put in, you get out. You are what you eat for real. Just like if you drink sour milk for 3-4 days straight, you're going to start smelling like sour milk. It just is what it is. It's going to come out your pores. Same thing. Man, the most difficult thing that your body does, the hardest task that your body does, the thing that drains you more than anything else is digesting food. Digesting food. We are literally killing ourselves by eating. Really are. We take years off your life by forcing your body to digest things it shouldn't be digesting. So paying close attention to your diet, paying close attention to your health habits, paying close attention to your exercise habits, even if it's, once again, a 30-second plank, a 1-minute plank, a 2-minute plank, you'd be surprised that how much it can do for you, the wonders, right? Anyway, all right. And then last but not least, look, the most important thing you can do, and for me, I count this as part of the deal, is duplicating myself. Documenting my processes. So when I onboard a new business partner, so when I onboard a staff person, so if I onboard someone in the sales team, I don't have to spend an inordinate amount of time educating about what works and what doesn't work. I document these things. I sometimes will document interviews I'm having with people on Zoom. So later on down the line, my business partners or later on down the line, individuals whom I work with can look at that content and say, oh, this is how you communicate the value prop. Oh, this is how you form someone. Oh, this is how you build value and credibility. Oh, these are the steps you need to take. Document these things. Don't take it for granted. From the time you make eye contact with someone and you approach them, you should be documenting that somehow. From the time you introduce your product service, regardless of what medium, you should be documenting what that process looks like and sounds like. If you're meeting with someone, shaking hands, and you're qualifying them and they're qualifying you, you should be documenting that process. How you give a presentation. You should, if every opportunity you have, you should record your presentations. Number one, is useful because you get to hear yourself and kind of fine tune your presentation, right? Because you'd be surprised what you observe when you actually record yourself speaking or doing a presentation. It's like, God, was that bad? Any respect. And then, of course, your process for getting referrals and creating happy clients. Everything should be documented on a granular level. You can take that content later on and curate it yourself for the benefit of the individuals whom you work with, or you can give it to another professional to do the exact same thing. This is so absolutely important. This is like a big deal when it comes to working on your business, sharpening the saw. If you do not adopt these processes, you're going to be in a situation where you're just feeling trapped, where you just feel like you're constantly on a hamster wheel. That's why you take the time to do this.